What's up, Jet fans? I just watched the Jets versus the Ravens Week 1 opening kickoff game. Unfortunately, the Jets did lose, but that does prove my prediction correct. Anyways, let's just jump right into it. So, the first thing I want to talk about is the offensive rookies. So, the Jets have been getting all this talk about their amazing draft class from Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall. But one thing that I feel like haven't been getting enough talk is the rookies from last year, Michael Carter and Elijah Moore. And to me, especially in this game, I think they're proving, hey, we had really good rookie years too. Don't forget about us. I think Michael Carter is obviously the starter for the Jets. That may change later on, but for right now, he's the starter, and he played like it. He played pretty well. Breece Hall showed flashes when he got touches, but I just think Michael Carter has been kind of forgotten, and he really shouldn't have been. Same thing with Elijah Moore. Garrett Wilson did not start, although he did show some really good flashes. But Elijah Moore was in the game the entire time, and lots of people have been forgetting about him due to the hype of Garrett Wilson, and I think that's kind of unfair. And Week 1 kind of proved that Michael Carter and Elijah Moore are still very viable weapons. And so, as Jet fans, we should be excited to see that. Anyways, now going on to the defense. In the first half, the defense looked really good, especially when it was just 3-0. They did mess up a little bit in the second half, but to be honest, this is probably more due to the fact that they had really bad field position due to the Jets' offense just sucking. But the Ravens' offense is a good offense, and the Jets' defense were able to hold them for a long time until the waterworks just ended up going. Some stuff I noticed was the secondary definitely was upgraded. That's been getting lots of talk. Um, and there's just one thing: Bryce Hall, the cornerback, let up a touchdown, and he, to me, just talking about Bryce Hall, every time he is super good at coverage. Like he will smother the guy, but then if the quarterback just throws to the wide receiver is going to catch it, even if Bryce Hall is right on top of him. And I find that really weird. Like he's a very weird player to watch. And it happened in this game too, where he let up a touchdown, even though he was kind of on top of the receiver. And I just think he needs coaching, and he could be a really good cornerback. He knows where the receiver is going to go, and he's right on top of him. But if the quarterback tests him, he doesn't know what to do. And I think that's really weird, and that needs to be coached. So he's a great athlete that just needs to be coached. There's also another big touchdown Lamar Jackson threw, and it could kind of be interpreted as Sauce Gardner's fault, but to me it seems like a miscommunication, and we're really not sure whose fault it was since we don't know what the play was. But Bryce Hall was on that guy, and then he told one of the other defensive backs to get on him, and they just didn't. And then Rashad Bateman was wide open, and they got a touchdown. Um, and also DJ Reed got an interception later in the half in garbage time, which was good to see. And so yeah, I would say the defense, although they let up 24 points, they did play a lot better than the scoreboard shows. And most of those points were due to the fact that they were just put in really tough positions by the offense. So as Jet fans, we should be pretty excited about this defense. Now going on to the worst part, the offense. And there's just so many things. So let's start. Running. There was too much running in the first half for me. The Ravens defense was the number one rush defense last year and the worst pass defense last year. I know they got upgrades, but still. The Jets were rushing too much on second down, and they wouldn't be able to get anything, so it would be third and long. Especially in the first half when the game was already out of hand. They threw it a lot, but by then I felt like it was a little too late. And this rushing could be because it's Joe Flacco out at quarterback and not Zach Wilson, where Zach Wilson's going to be out until week 4, unfortunately. We just thought it was going to be this one game, but he's out for a lot longer. Um, and another thing I noticed was the O-line looks really bad. So to be honest, Zach Wilson being out, maybe for his career, that could be a good thing. The O-line just did not look very good, and Joe Flacco was out there getting sacked and pressured a lot. Um, and I will say in the first half, Braxton Berrios looked really good, and then they kind of stopped throwing to him in the second half. But then Corey Davis looked really good in the second half, although he did have a drop in the first half, which is a reoccurring theme for him. Um, but he looked pretty good in the second half as well, talking about the other wide receivers. So there's definitely weapons on this offense with Elijah Moore, Brees Hall, Garrett Wilson, and Braxton Berrios, and Corey Davis. It's just they weren't able to score too much on offense until the end of the game. And another weird thing where there was barely any tight end action other than the touchdown, I believe, which is a little concerning considering they've been getting all this talk for their amazing tight end pickups, but then did nothing with them. Overall, I did not expect the Jets to win, but the first half did give me some hope, especially when the game was 3-0 for the longest time. Um, but then the Jets just blew it in the second half, and they let them score a bunch of points, and the offense definitely could not keep up. And so all the offense really needed, though, was one big play, and they could have been up, and I think the game would have had a lot different feeling, but instead they didn't. And lastly, I'm going to suggest this to the Jets. I just feel like I want to see more Mike White. Joe Flacco, we kind of know what we have there, and to be honest, he looked a lot worse in this game than I expected to him. And I just think if you're being blown out, why not give Mike White some snaps and just to see what he can do? I feel like just see what you have with him. If you're going to lose the game anyways, you're losing the game. Just see what Mike White can do. We've seen very limited snaps from him last season, and he was able to work some magic. And so I just want to see what he's able to do. So, anyways, this week I did predict a loss, and they did lose. Once again, the first half did give me some hope, but I should have known better. I should have known that the Jets were going to lose. And now it's just moving on to next week, and hopefully Zach Wilson can return. And if not, there's still the bright side of, well, maybe that will help the offensive line gel before they throw Zach Wilson out there and he won't die. Anyways, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Here's hoping for a better week 2.